When you're black, but you do not look like it. So, of course, when so so of course when I say don't look like it, what I'm referring to is having a large amount of characteristics that do not match up with what is seen as unambiguous blackness. So, having dark skin, very broad features, and, coarser textured hair all at the same time, right? When you don't have that kind of appearance, you are but you are black. So whether that is, yeah, you are black and you have a large percentage of blackness, or you are what we call completely black, even though nobody is 100% anything. But you get what I mean. Like, obviously, if you're 98% Nigerian with a 2% margin of error, then you're basically completely, even though 98 is majority because it's not 100. But yeah, just trying to cover all the bases because some people think they smart, but they're not. What was I saying? Yeah, but when you have such an appearance where you have a large percentage of characteristics about you that match up more with whiteness than blackness, oftentimes you'll have black people telling you that you should not identify with any white characteristics because white people won't accept you. If my hair is blonde and my skin is white, what the hell does it matter if Steve from Swindon don't like me? Because what does it actually matter, really? This isn't about acceptance from Caucasian people. It's like, this is just how I look. This is how I hopped out the womb. I can like everything about the way I hopped out the womb. I don't have to think about whether it's some racist white guy or whether it's some black girl who says that I can't have a black card. Because the black card thing is so ridiculous because it's imaginary. Mind you, actually, I'd say it's mainly men who bring up black cards. But you get what I mean. Or is it? I don't know, my personal experience. But yeah, this doesn't matter. Your characteristics, all of them are actually a part of your identity. Your identity is not just one thing. So we can't say that this is more important than this. No. But anyway, a lot of the time you are shamed for engaging with things that are not stereotypically black. Even if it's a characteristic that is literally on you / grows out of you. Like, you're allowed to like... So it's good when you like an Afro-textured hairstyle, but it's bad when you like a Eurocentric hairstyle, even if the only reason you like it is actually because it was in your hair color. Like, I don't know, like not being allowed to see yourself in a white character of any sort is like Bratz dolls. Even though you look more like Chloe, even though you look more like Chloe, you can't identify with Chloe because Chloe's of a different race, so you should identify with Sasha. But then technically you don't look like Sasha. So imagine this. I know this is a lot of imagine. So imagine this. You're supposed to go and pick a doll, pick a Bratz doll that looks like you. You've been told your whole life that you're not allowed to identify with Chloe. You have to identify with Sasha. So, when they say pick a doll that looks like you, are you now going to pick Sasha? If you do, you know everyone's going to look at you, including the people who told you don't identify with Chloe. They're all going to look at you like, wait, what? No, but this is your hair color. You're stealing from a girl who does have that look. You're stealing from a young, dark-skinned girl. And at that point, technically you are. But it's not your fault, because this is what you were taught. That you identify with this and not this, because this is not like you. When in actuality, you are like both of these. You are like both Chloe and Sasha for different reasons. If you don't know, what Bratz dolls look like, oh, I don't want to insert pictures. Right, if you don't know what the different Bratz dolls look like, okay, Chloe is the blonde one. They all have the same facial features, mind you. Chloe is the blonde Bratz doll who has blue eyes and white skin, obviously. I was trying to think of another characteristic. And then Sasha is the black Bratz doll who has black hair, dark skin, and brown eyes. Right? So, this is what we're saying. So, this is where a lot of people's identity confusion comes from. And of course, if we were talking about people who were more like standard light skin, you would swap Chloe out for Yasmin and the example still stands. This is like somebody, maybe Jade. More so Yasmin, more people who look more like Yasmin than Jade if you think about it. So it's like people saying that you are only allowed to identify with this part of you, but not this part of you, even though they are both parts of you. They're just parts of you for different reasons. I say you even though I'm talking about me a lot, but you get what I mean. And so, once I deep the fact that how we're going to actually be treated in life is based more on what we optically appear as, the characteristics that appear on our bodies that make us look a certain way, and so make people who like those features treat us a certain way. Yeah, regardless of racial background. Once I deeped that, I stopped trying so hard to fit in with blackness. I mean, mind you, if you do not look stereotypically unambiguously black in the first place, in order for you to be taken seriously as black, you actually have to be like a crash test dummy. Crash test dummy, SJW, willing to light your own life on fire for everyone else, and you don't want to do that. Nobody should be doing that. You shouldn't be lighting, unless if you're lighting your life on fire for your child, you really shouldn't be doing that for anyone. But you get what I mean. You have to be like you'd have to be a proper caricature of all the negative stereotypes, of which a lot of people do. A lot of people who beg off the black community, do in fact act out these caricatures. But for me, I deeped it. I mean, whether you like it or not, genetically, I am black. And whether you like it or not, there are a bunch of things that are white that I identify with because, well, they are literally on me. That's how I came out. Again, genetically. Yeah, it's all genetics, isn't it? The stuff that we go to sleep and the stuff that we've been going to sleep and have been waking up with since birth. Right? Yeah? I will be calling myself black, and I will be identifying with these white things anytime I want. With these so-called white things anytime I want. So, anyone who doesn't like it can hold that. Does that even make sense? Yeah, hold that, cause like, I don't know, man. That ain't really got nothing to do with me. If you don't like the fact that I get to flip flop and engage with whatever I want, I mean, so it's all fun and yeah. Cause see, like, People don't like it if you can do that with things that are beneficial to you, especially if, well, the world doesn't care. Because at the end of the day, the people in the world who do not feel disadvantaged don't really care if you flip flop. Because, well, you know what? You showed up to the casting for the you showed up to the casting for the ambiguous girl role. You showed up to the casting for the white blonde girl role. You showed up to the casting for the black girl role. Technically, fine, you're free to do that. And you might bag all free roles. Why? Because, I can. Anyone who has the luxury of showing up for anything, you should use it. Instead of talking about how, oh, this isn't fair, oh, the world is set up like this. Everyone has their own advantages, and everything has its advantages and disadvantages. You gotta start looking at the advantages of what you've got, because, like, you're spending too much time looking at the disadvantages. That's why you feel like this. Identity politics.